Welcome back to part 2 of the Garden Report. I am here with Michael Pina, and now we're going to talk about Jay Crowder, who's on probably one of the best streaks of his career right now. He's had 5 20-point games in his last 10 games, where he only had 2 in his previous 30 coming into it. It looks like he's back to being that guy that we wouldn't want to trade for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it for sure.
He's valuable.
He's very valuable, and he's nearing 50-40-90 shooting splits on the season, which
Jesus,
that is very rare, very impressive.
So he's basically Kevin Durant, is what you're saying.
Basically, the thing about Crowder is obviously he does not. He cannot create his own shot consistently. A lot of his action, a lot of his open looks are off of Al Horford post-ups, Marcus Smart post-ups, Isaiah running around like a madman, and the defense having to react to that. But he's hitting these shots, and he wasn't hitting them at this rate last season. So he's been super-duper impressive. And right now, I think he sprained his ankle in the first or second week of the season, came back a little early, and I think that impaired his defense this season. I would say right now he looks to be 100% on the defensive end. In Milwaukee, what he did to Jabari Parker last night was incredible, or 2 nights ago. And his defensive effort tonight was great as well. He was the best, or the only starter to be plus and plus minus. So he's incredibly valuable to this team, and when he's healthy, he's even more valuable.
And he got to the line 8 times tonight, considering that Isaiah got there so many times.
Rare.
That is, he doesn't get to the line that often, which is funny because coming into the year, we thought that was going to be a bigger part of his game, and maybe because of the ankle injury. And I feel like he's always recovering from an ankle sprain at any point of time in his existence, which is unfortunate. And obviously, a few months ago, we're concerned, is he going to always be recovering from an injury? But we're seeing that, no, that's not the case. Hopefully it doesn't happen again so we can keep this up. But he looks like himself, and he looks more like the improved version of himself that we saw coming into the season, which is a guy that can have actions off of closeouts. He can make plays. I mean, almost everybody in the closing lineup is able to throw like cross-court passes now. Even Amir was throwing cross-court passes tonight, which like you never really see him show off passing vision. Even if he has that blind hook shot, he doesn't have a lot of passing vision usually. So everybody's able to move the ball well, which I feel like is their biggest asset at closing the game.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Crowder's great strength. I think when he's in a position to throw a skip pass or something like that, he can do it. But I think his main value to this team is just defensive versatility. He's really bringing it on the boards now, too, which is something he was not doing earlier when this team was ranking in the very high 20s in defensive rebound percentage. I think they're now they're creeping down to the low 20s, so baby steps, but improvement. And the way he just spaces the floor, and you really have to respect that outside shot. I mean, to be honest, the three-point contest has not been announced, the participants yet, but Jay Crowder should have an invitation.
I mean, statistically, he would probably qualify for it. He's shooting in the mid-40s now.
Yes.
So, yeah,
100%.
He's good. He's good. The fact that they have 2 guys shooting in the 40s from three-point range is kind of shocking considering where they were a year and a half ago or so. But they're making progress, and they're 2.5 games back of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they play enough games in the next week and a half that they could catch them. Do you think, hot take time here, do you think they will catch Cleveland Cavaliers?
I think, I do. I don't know if they will finish first in the season. I think that they could overtake them in the next couple of weeks just because of, I think the schedule is very, besides the Raptors coming in, but the Raptors are struggling too. Wednesday night, that could be a win at home. Then they have games against the Lakers and the Clippers. Those 2 teams one of them is probably the worst team in the league maybe, and the worst team in the Western Conference. And then the Clippers are kind of a little bit of a mess, banged up also. No Chris Paul. So they could, and then the Cavaliers are dealing with Kevin Love, who has a back injury right now. We don't know how long he's going to be out. So, and then they have their own melodrama that they seem to run into this time of year.
I mean, they're dangling Jordan McRae, so you know things are pretty serious.
Right. So LeBron needs help, as he says.
I need a playmaker.
Exactly. So I do think that they can eclipse them in the next couple weeks. Maybe stay in first for a couple weeks after the All-Star break even. But I still think that the Cavaliers will finish first if they continue to play LeBron the minutes that they're playing him for whatever reason.
I mean, March LeBron is scary LeBron, so they could go undefeated in that month if they want to, really. So we'll see what happens. But for now, the Celtics are within sniffing distance of first place, which is kind of amazing considering where they were just a month ago or so. So that'll do it for us here on the Garden Report. For Michael Pina, I am Jared Weiss. Thanks to Jeremy behind the camera, and we will see you Wednesday night against Toronto.